we are going to talk about a shared experience, a silent phenomenon that visits millions of us in the quietest, most vulnerable hours of the night. I want you to join me in imagining a scene that may be all too familiar. It's the middle of the night. The house is still, the world outside is dark and quiet, and you are, or you were, sound asleep. And then, for no apparent reason, it happens. Your eyes snap open. There was no loud noise, no sudden disturbance. You just find yourself suddenly, inexplicably, and completely awake. You roll over and glance at the clock. The glowing numbers might read 3:15. Or perhaps for you it is 2:45, or 4 o'clock in the morning. The specific time is less important than the feeling that comes with it. The feeling of profound loneliness in the stillness. The sudden awareness that you are awake while everyone else is resting. And then almost immediately the mind, which was quiet just a moment ago, starts its engine. The thoughts begin to spin. It could be a worry about a doctor's appointment next week, or a replaying of a conversation from yesterday, or a sudden nagging feeling of anxiety about nothing in particular. Your heart might start to beat just a little bit faster. A subtle hum of alertness spreads through your body. You know you need to sleep. You know you will be tired tomorrow, and so you begin the struggle. You try to force your mind to be quiet. You try to find a comfortable position. You try to will yourself back to sleep. But as you know, sleep is a gentle visitor that cannot be forced. The more you struggle, the more awake you become. It is a deeply frustrating cycle that can steal not only our precious rest, but our energy, our mood, and our sense of well-being for the entire day that follows. If this experience resonates with you, the very first and most important thing I want you to absorb is this. You are not alone, and you are not broken. This is not a personal failing, or a sign that your ability to sleep has been lost forever. In the vast majority of cases, this middle-of-the-night awakening is not a random event. It is a biological signal, a predictable message that your body is sending you. The secret to reclaiming your peaceful nights lies not in wrestling with this experience, but in understanding its root cause. Today we are going to become detectives of our own biology. We are going to shine a bright light on the primary hormonal culprit behind this nighttime disruption. A powerful and often misunderstood hormone called cortisol. And then, most importantly, we are going to discover a surprising and wonderfully natural way to work in partnership with our bodies to restore balance. We will explore 5 specific, humble, and readily available bedtime vegetables that can help to crush that nighttime cortisol spike and help you to finally sleep all night. Before we embark on this journey of discovery, it is absolutely essential that I state this with the utmost sincerity and clarity. This conversation is for educational and informational purposes only. It is designed to empower you with knowledge and to help you understand your body more deeply. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you are experiencing persistent sleep problems, it is crucial that you have a conversation with your doctor. They can help rule out any underlying medical conditions, such as sleep apnea, and can provide guidance that is tailored to your unique health needs. They are your most valuable and trusted partner in your well-being. So, let us begin this empowering exploration and learn how the simple wisdom of nature, found in the vegetable aisle of your grocery store, can help guide us back to the peaceful, uninterrupted sleep we all deserve. So who is this hormonal culprit we call cortisol? You have likely heard it called the stress hormone. And while that's part of the story, it's a bit of a simplification. Cortisol is not our enemy. In fact, it is absolutely essential for our survival. Think of cortisol as your body's natural, built-in alarm system. It is your primary get-up-and-go hormone. Cortisol follows a beautiful, natural rhythm throughout the day, known as a diurnal rhythm. In a healthy, balanced system, your cortisol levels are at their highest point in the morning, right around the time you naturally wake up. This morning surge of cortisol is what pulls you out of sleep, makes you feel alert, and gives you the energy and focus to start your day. It is nature's own perfect cup of coffee. As the day progresses, your cortisol levels should then begin a slow, gentle, steady decline, reaching their lowest point late in the evening. This decline is the crucial signal that allows your sleep hormone, melatonin, to rise, which in turn allows you to feel sleepy and to drift off into a restful night. The entire reason you are finding yourself wide awake and staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning, is that this beautiful, gentle rhythm has been thrown out of balance. Your body's alarm system is malfunctioning. It is sounding a loud, blaring alarm at the wrong time of day. A surge of cortisol in the middle of the night is the biological equivalent of a smoke detector going off right next to your ear. It yanks you out of the deep, restorative stages of sleep and puts your body and mind into an immediate state of high alert. Sleep becomes impossible. But the central question is, why? Why would this alarm go off in the dead of night when there is no apparent threat? For the vast majority of us over the age of 70, the most common trigger for this untimely cortisol spike is a dip in another critical system in our body, our blood sugar. I want you to imagine your body as a finely tuned, high-performance engine. Even when you are asleep, this engine is running. Your brain, in particular, is incredibly active at night, performing essential tasks like consolidating memories and clearing out cellular waste. All of this work requires a constant, steady supply of fuel. That fuel is glucose or blood sugar. Your body has a small, immediate access fuel tank for glucose located in your liver, in the form of something called glycogen. In a perfectly functioning system, your liver slowly and steadily releases just the right amount of glucose into your bloodstream all night long to keep your brain and body perfectly fueled until morning. However, if this fuel tank runs a little low, if your blood sugar levels dip below a certain threshold during the night, your body perceives this as a mini-crisis. It is a state of stress. And what is your body's primary response to any perceived stress? It pulls the fire alarm. It releases a surge of cortisol and its partner, adrenaline. One of cortisol's main jobs is to rapidly raise your blood sugar levels. It does this by telling your liver to quickly dump its remaining stores of glucose into the bloodstream to resolve the fuel crisis. This is a brilliant and life-saving survival mechanism. But it comes at a terrible cost to your sleep. The cortisol surge successfully raises your blood sugar, but it also blasts you wide awake with a racing mind and a thumping heart. The secret, then, to sleeping through the night is to prevent that blood sugar crash from ever happening. We need to provide our body with a different kind of fuel in the evening, a slow-burning, long-lasting fuel that ensures the engine never runs empty. This is where our 5 bedtime vegetables come in, acting as our natural, cortisol-crushing allies. Our first, and perhaps most powerful, vegetable ally in this mission is one that is both humble and mighty. We are going to talk about the sweet potato. I want you to reimagine this beautiful, orange-fleshed vegetable not just as a side dish for a holiday meal, but as a potent medicinal food for sleep. A small portion of sweet potato in the evening can be one of the most effective strategies for preventing that middle-of-the-night cortisol surge. And it works its magic primarily through its composition as a perfect complex carbohydrate. When we eat simple carbohydrates like sugar, white bread, or a cookie, our body digests them very quickly. This causes a rapid spike in our blood sugar, followed by an equally rapid crash. This is the very volatility we are trying to avoid. A sweet potato, on the other hand, is packed with complex carbohydrates and, just as importantly, a great deal of fiber. This combination of complex carbs and fiber acts like a slow-burning log for our internal fire. It is digested very slowly and gradually, providing a steady, gentle release of glucose into the bloodstream over a period of many hours. This is the exact fuel source our body needs to keep our liver's glycogen stores topped up all night long, preventing that blood sugar dip that triggers the cortisol alarm. But the remarkable benefits of the sweet potato do not end there. It is also an absolute powerhouse of minerals that are crucial for relaxation and sleep. Sweet potatoes are exceptionally rich in potassium and magnesium. These two minerals are nature's muscle relaxants. They work together to help release tension from our muscles and to calm our nervous system. Many people are deficient in these key minerals, which can lead to nighttime muscle cramps, restlessness, and a general feeling of being physically on edge. So, when you eat a small portion of sweet potato, you are not only stabilizing your blood sugar, but you are also delivering a direct dose of calming, muscle-soothing minerals to your body. So how do we incorporate this into our evening routine? The key here is both timing and portion size. This is not about eating a huge, meal-sized sweet potato right before bed. This is a strategic, medicinal snack. Aim for a small portion, about the size of the palm of your hand, or roughly half a cup. consumed about 60 to 90 minutes before your intended bedtime. The best way to prepare it is to bake or steam it, which brings out its natural sweetness without needing to add anything else. You can bake one ahead of time and simply warm up a small portion in the evening. You can mash it with a little bit of cinnamon, a spice which has its own blood sugar stabilizing properties. It is crucial to avoid loading it up with brown sugar or maple syrup, as this would defeat our purpose. This simple, warm, and comforting snack is a profound act of self-care. It is a message to your body that you are providing it with the long-lasting, stable fuel it needs to rest peacefully and deeply, without any middle-of-the-night emergencies. Our second vegetable ally is a true nutritional superstar, a category of deep green leaves that are packed with the raw materials for calm. We are going to talk about leafy greens, with a special focus on spinach and kale. While we may think of these as a part of a healthy dinner salad, a small, strategic serving of cooked leafy greens in the evening can be another incredibly potent tool for lowering nighttime cortisol and promoting deep sleep. Their primary power lies in their extraordinary mineral content. Spinach and kale are two of the most concentrated dietary sources of magnesium and calcium available. As we discussed with the sweet potato, magnesium is the ultimate relaxation mineral. It is essential for the function of our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest system. It helps to quiet the nervous system, to reduce feelings of anxiety, and to physically relax our muscles. But let's talk about the role of calcium. We are all taught that calcium is for our bones, and that is absolutely true. But calcium also plays a vital and direct role in our sleep cycle, right inside our brains. Calcium helps the brain to use the amino acid tryptophan to manufacture our sleep hormone, melatonin. In fact, scientific studies have shown that levels of calcium in the body are at their highest during our deepest stages of sleep. A deficiency in calcium can lead to disturbed sleep and frequent awakenings. So, these leafy greens are delivering a 1-2 punch of calming minerals. They are providing the magnesium to relax our nervous system and our muscles, and they are providing the calcium that our brain needs to produce the very hormone that governs sleep. Now, why do I specify cooked leafy greens for an evening snack? This is an important detail. Raw leafy greens, like in a large salad, can be difficult for some people to digest, especially in the evening, and can cause gas or bloating that might interfere with sleep. Gently cooking them, either by steaming or lightly sautéing them, breaks down the tough cellular walls, making the minerals much more bioavailable, and the greens much easier on our digestive system. So, how can you incorporate this? Again, think small and strategic. A small bowl, about a cup of cooked spinach or kale, perhaps with a tiny drizzle of olive oil and a pinch of salt, can be a wonderful evening snack. You could even blend a handful of fresh spinach into a small smoothie with half a banana and some almond milk for a nutrient-packed, sleep-promoting drink. The key is to see these greens not just as a health food, but as a concentrated dose of the specific minerals your nervous system and brain are craving in order to transition into a state of deep and peaceful rest. It is a direct way of providing the building blocks for tranquility. Our third vegetable ally is one that provides a different, but equally crucial, component for our cortisol-crushing mission. It is a food that is creamy, delicious, and deeply satisfying. We are going to talk about the avocado. While botanically a fruit, we use it culinarily as a vegetable, and for our purposes tonight, it is a superstar. The avocado's primary superpower lies in its abundance of healthy, monounsaturated fats. Fat is the most slowly digested of all the macronutrients. When we consume a source of healthy fat in the evening, it provides an incredibly long-lasting, stable source of energy. It puts that long-burning log on our metabolic fire more effectively than almost anything else. A small portion of avocado can ensure that your blood sugar levels remain perfectly stable for the entire night, completely eliminating the primary trigger for that 3 o'clock cortisol spike. But just like our other allies, the avocado is a multi-talented performer. It is also loaded with potassium, even more so than a banana. Potassium is an essential electrolyte that is critical for nerve function and for maintaining a healthy fluid balance in our cells. It works in partnership with magnesium to help our muscles relax and to prevent nighttime leg cramps that can so often disrupt sleep. The avocado also provides a good dose of fiber and, importantly, a collection of B vitamins, particularly vitamin B6. B vitamins are often called the anti-stress vitamins because they are essential for the health of our nervous system and for the production of our calming neurotransmitters, like serotonin. So, how can we enjoy this creamy, sleep-promoting food in the evening? As with our other foods, a little goes a long way. A quarter to a half of a small avocado is a perfect portion size for a bedtime snack. You can simply slice it and eat it with a spoon, perhaps with a tiny sprinkle of sea salt and a squeeze of lime. You could mash it onto a single, small, whole grain or seed-based cracker, combining the healthy fat with a complex carbohydrate for even greater blood sugar stability. It's a simple, elegant, and deeply nourishing snack that feels indulgent, but is working hard behind the scenes. By eating a small amount of avocado in the evening, you are providing your body with the ultimate tool for blood sugar stabilization, while also delivering a dose of muscle-relaxing potassium and nerve-soothing B vitamins. You are creating an internal environment of profound stability, sending a clear message to your body that there are no emergencies on the horizon, and that it is safe to sleep deeply and peacefully all night long. Our fourth category of vegetable allies is a large and powerful family of plants known for their incredible health benefits. We are going to talk about cruciferous vegetables, with a special focus on broccoli and cauliflower. These vegetables might seem like an unusual choice for an evening snack, but when prepared correctly, they can be a fantastic addition to our sleep support toolkit. Their primary benefit comes from two key components: their high fiber content and their rich supply of calcium. The very high fiber content in broccoli and cauliflower, much like in the sweet potato, ensures that they are digested very slowly. This slow digestion helps to moderate the release of sugar into the bloodstream from any other foods you may have eaten, contributing to that all-important nighttime blood sugar stability. The calcium content, as we discuss with leafy greens, is a direct building block for melatonin production in the brain. But cruciferous vegetables contain another unique set of compounds that may have an indirect but powerful effect on our cortisol levels. They are rich in a compound called sulforaphane, which is a potent activator of our body's own antioxidant and detoxification pathways. Chronic inflammation and oxidative stress are seen by the body as a form of low-grade, constant stress, which can lead to chronically elevated cortisol levels. By supporting our body's ability to manage this inflammation, compounds like sulforaphane can help to lower our overall stress load, which in turn can help to restore a healthier cortisol rhythm. Now, the preparation of these vegetables is absolutely key. Raw broccoli or cauliflower can be very difficult to digest and can cause significant gas and bloating, which would be the enemy of a peaceful night's sleep. The secret is to cook them until they are very soft. Steaming is the perfect method. A small bowl of steamed broccoli or cauliflower, perhaps with a touch of ghee or olive oil, can be a simple and soothing snack. An even better method is to make a creamy, blended soup. You can cook the cauliflower until it is completely tender, and then blend it with a little bit of warm water or bone broth and some simple seasonings. This creates a warm, comforting, and very easily digestible soup that delivers all of the nutritional benefits without any of the digestive stress. This is a perfect example of working with your body. By understanding that our digestive system may be a bit more sensitive in the evening, we can adapt our preparation methods to make these powerful foods work for us, providing the fiber, the calcium, and the anti-inflammatory compounds our bodies need to find their calm and to sleep soundly. Our fifth and final vegetable ally is a delicate and often overlooked vegetable that is a surprising source of a key nutrient for our nervous system's health. We are going to talk about asparagus. Asparagus is particularly noteworthy because it is one of the best dietary sources of a B vitamin called folate. Folate, or vitamin B9, is absolutely critical for the synthesis of our most important mood-regulating neurotransmitters: serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. A deficiency in folate has been strongly linked to higher levels of stress, irritability, and even depression. When our nervous system is properly nourished with an adequate supply of B vitamins like folate, it is much more resilient. It is better able to handle stress, and is less likely to be in a state of hyperarousal, which is a state of high cortisol. In addition to its high folate content, asparagus also contains a good amount of fiber to support our blood sugar stability. And interestingly, it also contains an amino acid called asparagine, which has a natural diuretic effect. For some people who wake up frequently due to the need to use the bathroom, a small portion of asparagus in the early evening may help to flush out excess fluids before they go to bed for the night, potentially reducing those sleep disruptions. The key, once again, is preparation and portion size. Steamed asparagus spears, perhaps just 4 or 5 of them, make a simple and elegant snack. You could also chop them and add them to a small omelet for an evening meal that is packed with protein and sleep-supporting nutrients. By including a folate-rich vegetable like asparagus in our diet, we are taking a holistic approach. We are looking beyond just the immediate issue of blood sugar, and we are providing our entire nervous system with one of the fundamental building blocks it needs to maintain a state of calm and balance, making it less reactive and less likely to sound that cortisol alarm in the middle of the night. As we bring our journey to a close today, I want you to see the beautiful, intricate, and supportive web of nourishment we have woven. This is not about a magic bullet. It is about a profound shift in understanding. It is about recognizing the 3 o'clock wake-up call not as a random failure of our sleep, but as a predictable biological signal, a cry for help from a body whose blood sugar has become unstable. And it is about learning to answer that call with the gentle, natural, and powerful wisdom of food. We have our sweet potato, the long-burning log for our fire. We have our leafy greens, the mineral-rich infusion of calm. We have our creamy avocado, the ultimate stabilizer. We have our cruciferous vegetables, the fibrous, anti-inflammatory soothers. And we have our asparagus, the nourisher of our nervous system. I invite you to see these 5 vegetables not as a rigid prescription, but as a new set of tools in your toolkit for well-being. You don't have to eat them all, every night. Start with the one that sounds most appealing to you. Be a curious scientist in your own life. Try having a small portion of mashed sweet potato for a few nights in a row, and just notice. Notice how you feel. Notice how you sleep. The power of this approach lies in its consistency and its compassion. This is an act of deep listening to your body. It is an act of partnership. You are learning to anticipate your body's needs, and to provide it with the exact resources it requires to feel safe, to feel stable, and to do its essential work of resting and repairing. By making these small, mindful, and delicious changes to your evening routine, you are taking back your power. You are becoming the architect of your own peaceful nights. You are silencing the alarm, and you are finally giving yourself the profound and precious gift of sleeping all the way through until the morning. Thank you for sharing this time with me. May your nights be ever more peaceful, and may your sleep be ever more deep.